question that I've been noticing, well, not even question, but the mission that I've been noticing as of late when it comes to a lot of these guys is this. They claim that they don't love these women, they don't want these women, they don't care for these women. These women can go on ahead with Sadie and play in snow all they want, but I'll tell you this. The loudest screamers are usually the first ones who, if these women came back, would be right at the door, at their beckoning call, and would be willing to do whatever she would request. Well, all I'm going to say is this. You want these women to be at your beckoning call? You want these women to be yours? Because I can't even say again. Again? Were these women ever yours, really? I mean, we've seen examples in the manosphere on how these women were never yours to begin with. And I have to agree with the findings I've seen and have heard from the likes of David Carroll, BGS, and others with their thorough research on how your women were never yours to begin with. But a lot of you all insist that you just want the women to be yours. And to be honest, this can go beyond black men. When it comes to white men, you want your woman to be yours again? Alright, I'm going to tell you all this. If you really want these women to cooperate and submit once again, show them en masse that you don't need them. That's all it is. That's the simple truth. Show them that you can live without them. That you can operate without them. That you can go on ahead and have business as usual without them. Now, I know a lot of the manosphere is slowly shifting to trying to make women great again and trying to get women to approve. And I have to give a shout out to the guys who have found the secret well in the middle of the enchanted forest. Kevin Samuels. I have to give a shout out to these guys who now have an even audience of men and women who are trying to self-improve together. Because apparently one wants the other. But from my observations, I'm more of a pragmatic, glass at 50% kind of individual who sees the world for what it is. I don't have this highly optimistic nor pessimistic perspective when it comes to things, except for American people, but that's a whole nother subject for another day. But in the world sphere, I don't see a lot of this fear-mongering as legitimate, particularly the conspiratorial side. I'm not talking about the economical realities of what we're in and how people are and automation. All that stuff is legitimate because you have evidence there. You have evidence, and a lot of it has been detailed and explained. Anything that I can see or can envision happening, I can believe it. But a lot of guys on the white side who say the West is dying, and on the black side who say that, oh, we're in for a race war. Look, these are coming from the non-essential subgroups of each race. And as far as I'm concerned, we got to get a hold of these guys before they take over the manosphere. These guys need to go. These guys need to be checked, and these guys need to be pushed over there. Just like how whites and Asians and other groups who have done successful in this country have done with their trash, the manosphere needs to do with its trash. You need to push them to the boondocks, the sticks of the manosphere if you want them in the manosphere at all. You can't operate like MGTOW and just either be silent or accept their OnlyFans and video game money as a way of being bribed. That is the reason why MGTOW is losing its credibility and it's being lumped in with the black pill and incel and all these other obscure, at best, domestic, at worst movements. I'm sorry. You can't do that as a manosphere. If you want these women back, quite frankly, you need to show them en masse. I don't mean like 10%, 20% of your best. I'm not talking about the guys who can't get any within the community. I'm talking about the guys who are deemed the standard of beauty by the so-called women in the group leaving en masse. That is the only way that you can show these guys that you mean business. Because a lot of these guys have tried everything else. Whether it was PUA in the 2000s or red pilling in the 2010s, I'm not seeing a lot of change. I know a lot of guys are relying now on the Beer Flu 2.0 Hot Beer Summer Edition, because who wants to drink hot beer, right? You all want a hot meal with a cold beer and a warm bed. I know what the manosphere wants. And I know a lot of guys struggle to get it. And it is harder than hell these days. Or actually, I scratched that. It was harder than hell to get it about maybe a few years ago when hypergamy was at an all-time high. And so, no, actually, I can't even blame it on social media. But you know why it was harder than hell to get it? Because what I stated in a previous video about men not working together. Men need to start working together in order to really get what we want. We need to put aside the egos of whether it's a socioeconomic background or socioeconomic thought pattern, you know, the Pookies versus educated, you know what debate, or whether it's race or religion or country and all this other kind of junk that a lot of guys, not even a lot of men use in order to define themselves. Hell, I stated this in the previous video, how kids don't even use these divisionary tactics and believe in it to the extent that these men do. Well, this just goes to show you that, for the most part, adults suck. And what a lot of these adults do when it comes to these kids is instill a lot of BS. A lot of BS, divisionary tactics that they themselves buy into. And not because it's even beneficial to their wallets. It's more or less beneficial to their egos. A lot of ego goes in when it comes to a lot of people just being able to sleep at night and be able to get the strength to get up in the morning. I'm sorry, and I don't want to go into another topic, but that's what this is about. A lot of people love being lied to. People don't love the truth. And I'm not just saying it on the indication on the lack of views or subs I get. That partially plays into the reason why that is the case too. But hey, you know what? If you don't want to deal with the truth, then there are plenty of leftist and rightist channels and commentators that will easily feed you whatever candy you want. Well, the women are having all of these guys lie to them and the mainstream media lie to you. So basically, you just want people to lie to you too. Or at the very least, massage your ego, right? Well, MGTOW's over there, and for you guys who's just honest, the black pill's over there, and incel is way down there. It's just way down in the corner right there, and in that little black corner that is the next stop over from the pow 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 weird auction. Yeah, that one. Okay. But a lot of these guys, they don't want to do what it takes in order to leave their women en masse. A lot of guys will even embrace the option of hitting their women and torturing their women and talking trash to their women. Look, a lot of that hate, or a lot of that discipline, that isn't showing anything but just reliance on the women. Because these women might be vindictive, they may be bitches, but they aren't dumb. Or at least they are not dumb to the point of not realizing that you assaulting them, whether verbally or physically, doesn't indicate that you have a lot of options. Because if you did, you wouldn't harness all that energy to put in and risk all sorts of ramifications and consequences to discipline or check your woman. You would just get up, brush yourself off, including your shoulders, walk to that door, open the door, stomp on that's outside the house, or for you bold ones out there, you'll stomp on whatever dust you have in order to get it off your shoes inside the house. And then you would walk away. Walk away without looking back. And whatever you walk to, whether it's trying to find yourself, go in mock mode, go in SYSBM, and I mean real SYSBM, not the Johnny-come-lately SYSBM or the, oh, we're just going to be fixated on hating black women all day SYSBM. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real life SYSBM, or going overseas in general to find women who are cooperative towards you. That is the only way that your women are going to get the message and consider atoning for their action. And I know in some cases it may be too late. I know we have the rise of the Karens, but even in that case, a lot of these Karens, after seeing the lack of beta male providers that they have at their arsenal, will allow their sons to be the man that they should be, and allow their daughters, or rather should I say, raise their daughters to seek the man that this country once had. What are you waiting for? It's time to get moving. Everyone else out there, always bet on X.